Hey Gardenieres, Chris here. Welcome to my greenhouse lab. This is where we do all the research behind what's going on at Miracle Gro, so come on with me and I'm going to show you what's going on. Or, if you like to say, what's growing on. Let's go. Hey Gardenieres. So in this greenhouse we're doing fertilizer research. When you pick up a product at Miracle Gro, you can trust the directions for use, and I'm going to show you why. In this greenhouse, we're looking at plant feeding rates. If this plant has not been fed enough, and you can tell that by the yellow leaves, and it's kind of peaked looking. You'll see what I mean in just a second. If you look at this plant, it's been overfed. It's got brown, crusty leaves, and many of them are missing. Although it's dark green, it just doesn't look quite right when you compare it to the one that's properly fed. This plant is green, it's lush, and it just looks right. So if you're ever wondering, how do we come up with the labels on these fertilizer products? This is how we do it. We put these plants through a rigorous testing process to make sure the feeding directions we give you are correct. But just in case you're thinking that if a little bit is good, a lot will be better, it's not. This is the importance of following the directions, because this is what will happen if you don't. Okay, so that's what's going on in this greenhouse. Let's go to another greenhouse where I can show you some other exciting work that's going on. Come on, let's go. Hey Gardenieres, check this out. You ever wonder how we come up with what type of plant food it is, whether it's an all-purpose, a bloom booster, good for evergreens or something else? This is how we do it. If you look across the bench here, we're testing an all-purpose fertilizer. We've got flowers, we've got vegetables, we've got tomatoes, we've got peppers, we've got annuals, and we've got perennials, and we are testing everything to make sure that when we say it's an all-purpose fertilizer, it really is all-purpose, that it can be used on anything, and you're going to have success with it. And here's another tip. If you really want to cut down on disease in the garden, make sure you're watering the pot and not the plant. It's okay if you get the foliage wet once in a while, but as a general rule, you want to make sure that you're watering the pot and give it a nice, thorough, deep watering every time you water. You want to make sure water's coming out the bottom of that container, and that's going to set you up for success. So come on, let's go see what's going on in another greenhouse. In this greenhouse, we're testing growing media. That's horticulture jargon for potting mix. So when you look across the bench in here, you might see what looks like groups of the same plant. They are, but if you look closer, there's differences. Small plants, bigger plants, but yellow, tall green ones, some with peppers on them already. What we're doing here is testing different types of growing media to make sure that the claims that we put on the bag are true. This is important to us because we're gardeners too, and the last thing that we want is to be disappointed. And if we don't want to be disappointed, you don't want to be disappointed either. So I'll tell you what, you guys go out, trust this stuff, it works. I'll stay in here, I'll keep making it better. You guys go have fun. See you, Gardenieres.